Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? This is Etho, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Play series. Whew. We made it through the World Tour, guys. Last episode was the World Tour. It was almost 2 hours long, and I had to record it over several days because, man, my voice could not hold out through the whole thing. And it was a 55 gig upload to YouTube. That was the biggest file I've ever uploaded in my life. Took like a full day to do it. But we made it through, guys. And I was looking at the comments on that. Man, you guys, you really went to town on that episode. Over 5,000 comments. Most of you left, like, really nice, supportive comments. Kind of, thanking me for the series and also just, like, how it affected you in your life and stuff. So it was cool to read through that, and I appreciate it. But now we gotta move forward, right? What are we doing now? Well, we gotta head over to the village first off, because some of you gave me a couple tips I didn't know about my world. A while ago, we lost some villagers, and I saw even Etho disappeared. He was in the glass cage over here. Apparently, they are somehow getting underneath the village. I think around here, I can hear some zombie villagers. They must be teleporting through the ground somehow, because there's no way, yeah, for them to get over here. Oh, it's a fisherman. Okay. Oh, there's a bunch of guys here. Oh, man. Oh, I think that might be my golden carrot selling guy. Oh, dude. Okay, what do we do here? Let's, okay, come over here for a second. We gotta convert these guys back. Get our villagers back. I don't know how they're getting down there. Like, there should be no way for that to happen. But somehow, I mean, reality says something different here. Oh, it is Etho. Yeah, look at that. Etho's down here too. Amazing. Here we go. Okay. Gotta try to get as many as we can here. Okay, we got 3 of them. Oh! I meant to do that. I kind of feel like their damage increased after I hit them with the weakness potion. I could be wrong. Okay. Boat. Got him with the boat. Okay, I got none of my armor. Got a little too close. Okay. I think as long as I stay here... Oh, he's fine. Okay. Got our stuff back. Let's head over to these two. I think as long as they see me, they won't attack the villager in the boat. Like the other guy that doesn't convert right away. There we go. Awesome. So we got those 4 villagers converted and back into our village again. There might be more. I'll have to check out the caves a bit further. But we do have our farmer back again. The interesting thing about this is he's from a long time ago, right? So his trades are kind of broken. Let's see if we can still trade infinitely with them without him having to restock. Looks like we still can. But his trades didn't get cheaper after he got cured. A lot of people ask how you do that with the trading, by the way. You just hit spacebar to refill. Anyways, let's get to working on some stuff here. So the plan for today is to expand out to a new area, which means we got to build 1,000 blocks of Nether tunnel, which means we need basalt, which means we got to build a basalt generator. So we're building a basalt generator above our goon farm where we can either actively mine it or AFK mine it. It's gonna work something like this. I'm still in the middle of building it right now. We got to make sure we spawn-proof everything. We're putting glass over top, so iron golems or mobs won't spawn on top of anything. And it's a very strange idea. Basically, if basalt gets mined under any of these note blocks, it'll activate the pistons. And we're going to be checkering the note blocks and then have 3 pistons on one side and 2 on the other. And they'll intertwine the basalt all into one big piece here that we can hopefully mine. And the way we got to do this is, let's see, we're on this piston next. We got to get, I think we got to start this side actually. So it'll be glass here, note block, and then we want the observer going this way to that piston. So then we just do something like this all the way down. Now, in order to generate basalt, you need to run lava towards blue ice with soul soil below. And then that updates the note block above, which pushes the piston. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And I didn't pre-build this in creative, so it might be total garbage. We'll find out. They're all activating, right? Yeah, I hope so. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I think it's okay. I don't know if it's going to regenerate fast enough. Oh, we're only getting 3 layers deep. It's supposed to be all 5. And yeah, probably the best way of using it is just to kind of AFK in the middle here, and we'll get all 5 rows at once. Maybe even in between the hoppers would be best. Somewhere around here. And then all the hoppers collect the drops together in the chest down below. And it's just another thing we can do while we're waiting for iron golems and gold to generate. Yep. So today is the day, everybody. Oh, I've been looking forward to this. I mentioned a few episodes ago I had a massive project planned for After the World Tour, so yeah, that time is now, guys. It is time to find out more about the ultimate unfinished project. Oh, what could it be? It's got to be a new storage room, right? Etho loves making his storage rooms. It's true, but no, it's not that. It might be a massive transportation system, or maybe even a magnificent new base with all the redstone gizmos you could imagine. Well, I had some fun reading the guesses on what it might be. It's none of those things. It's actually something very weird. The best way I can explain it is we've kind of moved past the survival point in our world, and now we're in the information age of our world. So we're trying to create a giant facility that's sort of like a testing facility, a research center, but also as a museum, a place to gather and display all the Minecraft knowledge that we have acquired over the years of playing this game and present it within our world in one location. So we're trying to create the Minecraft wiki within the game. And we'll get into more detail on what that means exactly in just a second here, but first I just wanted to show you where that tunnel we just built leads to a jungle. Of course, we're going to be starting our project where the grass is the greenest. You know me. We got to start off in a jungle. I actually spent many hours looking at different locations, and I figured this one would be the best for what we got planned with this project. The idea is we're going to use this as our central hub location, and ultimately the goal with the project will be to expand out hundreds, if not thousands, of blocks into other biomes. In order for it to be complete, it has to, actually. So we should get further and further away from this jungle as we work on this more and more, basically. But I figured this would be a nice starting location. Now, the cool thing about this area we got picked out is there's many different biomes right next to this jungle, like rare ones that you wouldn't normally find together as well. So we got like snowy biomes nearby here next to the jungle. We got coral reefs, we got the giant taiga, all sorts of different things. Even some very rare biomes, like modified jungle is here, and we're gonna need those eventually. Not right away, but eventually, if the plan works out. Our mission statement for this facility is basically if any piece of information exists about this game, whether it be an idea, a game mechanic, or a thing like this leaf block or the portal behind us or something, if the information exists, we want to try collect it together and put it in our facility and then arrange it, present it in a way that is hopefully useful, that hopefully looks good. And also very important is I want it to be interactive as well. Yeah, so I'm thinking there's going to be 5 main categories of information we'll want to store in our facility here. Game mechanics, mobs, redstone, building techniques, and world generation. And then each of these main categories is going to have subcategories tied to it. So let's take game mechanics as an example. There's probably dozens and dozens of game mechanics we would want to represent in our facility here. I just put down 10 of them to give you an idea what I mean. So let's take damage as an example, number 5 here. So the real world application of this is we would build a room in our facility to display information on how damage works in the game. Now, there's many different ways you can take damage in this game. Cactus, fall damage, fire, getting shot by arrows. we would need to have all of those forms of damage housed in the facility with what's possible in survival, of course. Obviously, we can't get an ender dragon in our facility. I don't think, at least, unless you guys know a way. But as far as it's possible, we're gonna want to try to do this stuff. And not only do we want like a lectern with information, oh, cactuses cause damage, fire causes damage, how much damage? Oh, this many hearts, right? We don't want to just have the information stored. We want to be able to interact with it. We need to be able to test and show cactuses cause damage. We need to be able to design experiments where we can hop on cactuses and see how much damage they cause. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to factor in here. A lot of things to think about. And that's just the first one. Mobs, we talked about making a zoo a long time ago, and we're going to combine that into this project. We're going to have a room for every single type of mob in the game. And rather than like on a wiki page where you just have a picture of a mob, we're going to have the actual mob in the game here on display, and then all the information tied to that mob, hopefully within a room. Every category gets its own room, basically. So our facility is made up of two main things. The rooms, those are our wiki entries, basically, the data. And then there's going to be like hallways and corridors to tie our rooms together, to organize them. Maybe transportation systems through the facility, elevators. I'm going to need like a storage room and like smelting area. So there's two main things, the rooms and then the facility and the lore behind it, basically. This is a very talky episode. I hope you guys don't mind. I just want to make some stuff clear here before we get into it. Now, some of these are pretty closely linked to each other as well. Like mining is kind of linked with tools. Certain tools speed up your mining speed, right? So rather than having like URL links, like you would have on a wiki page, we'll probably have like a tunnel from our mining room to our tool room and link them together that way in the facility, if that makes sense. And then we've talked about making a redstone museum before. I'd like to have all the different redstone components on display somewhere. Building technique, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with that, but I would like to maybe go over some things like this and have a room for each of these things. World generation, I would like to make a room for each of the biomes in the game. Like what blocks generate in those biomes. And also like any structures, like rather than just having a picture of a water temple like you would have on the wiki page, we want to find a water temple in our world, excavate it, and have it on display in a room. So that's why we need to like spread out and cover lots of area with this project. That's the grand idea with the project. How far we get with it is another question, though, because obviously we're talking about a ton of work here. I would say minimum 100 episodes could easily be spent on this, probably a lot more. So a lot of it's going to depend on what you guys think about the project, if you like it or if you think I should scrap it. If you like it, the good news is we'll never run out of content to do. And the thing about this project, like, if you think about the Nexus, it's like it kind of gets repetitive over time. The redstone systems get all big and convoluted to where we can barely understand them. And with this project, I think most of it's going to be pretty straightforward. We can look at it and get an idea of what's going on. So I like that. It's not really going to be repetitive because every thing is a different thing, right? And also, it doesn't need to be finished for us to enjoy it. Like, the more we work on it, the cooler and better it's going to be. It's looking like it's around here somewhere. It's going underground here. So let's go check out the stronghold. That's another key reason we picked this location. I'm going to dig straight down because I got a fire-resistant potion. Now, I don't want to damage the stronghold because we might be using this as our display for the project, right? Let's go through a stone brick. I broke both. Oops. Okay, got an achievement. Yeah, I've never been to a stronghold before, I'm sure. Okay, we're inside. I'm not going to place any torches in here. I don't want to adjust anything with it. We just want to find the portal and link it to the surface if we can. Don't want to loot anything. Everything's got to stay the same. At the very least, we want to use the silverfish in here for our silverfish display. But yeah, this is going to be a very expensive project as well. So we need to keep working on making farms in our worlds, building up infrastructure so that we can actually afford doing this grand project, right? So we'll be spending probably 20 to 50% of our time working on this, and the rest of our time doing the normal stuff we do in our Let's Play. Okay. Oh, is that gonna break? No, it doesn't. Wait, why doesn't that break? It's not on a block. Can doors float? Getting very close. Okay, I'm gonna check the fire resistance. Hopefully there's no creeper in this room. I found the location though. It should be right in the middle here. Yeah, no creeper. Okay, we're safe. Let's get out of the lava. And I am just gonna block the door. It's easy to remove later, right? Now I will light up the portal though. We're not gonna preserve that because I need to use this to get back to like the man cave and stuff quickly. So yeah, we're gonna do that because we are 11,000 blocks on the X coordinates and 9,000 on the Z. It's a pretty long distance. So now we can just hop in here and then fly up to our end portal over here, and we should get taken back to the man cave area. Yeah, and then we can just take the Nether if we need to go back. Anyways, my main goal with this episode was just to introduce the idea to you guys, but we'll probably get started on one of the rooms to better show you how it's going to work. So maybe we'll try to do the mining mechanic, game mechanic. And we're on a fairly big piece of land right now. I think we're going to need a big room for this one. We're going to dig down to about Y180 and then start hollowing out this mountain. The reason we're going down low is because we're going to eventually move an Elder Guardian here for the mining fatigue effect. We need that for this room. And he's going to be up at the top of the world there so that we can pull a switch to receive it when we want in this room. Now, as far as how we're doing the building with this, I think we'll want to try to keep a lot of it underground just to save time. If I have to build exteriors, like this is never going to get done. At the very most, we'll probably have facades. Like maybe we'll have something showing on the outside of the hill here. But we don't want to spend too much time building exteriors if we can help it. It's going to be more like the man cave style. And yeah, let's just clear out a bunch of land and see how much space we have. All right, very cool. So we cleared out a little bit of space here to get us started, and we got a fair bit of space to make a mining room here. If we need more, we can always extend platforms off the side here. It's fine. Or we can go down vertically too. Should be okay. Now, looking around here, I think what we're going to want to do is make the entrance to this room over here. Because looking out here, it looks like we got a good view for one thing. And we could maybe make a tunnel that goes from this room to over here and make another room in this big mountain area. Now, to be honest, I don't exactly know what I'm doing here. I'm really hoping you guys will help me out a lot with this project. Like, I need ideas for decorative things, for building things. Help me with how we're presenting the information. Help me with organizing it. Like, I don't know if we should make this the mining room or if it should be more like the block breaking room, or maybe digging room's a better name for it. Because mining kind of implies we're going to have information on how ores generate in the world and stuff. And I was thinking maybe let's just focus on like breaking blocks, right? So for example, mining speed mining would be a big thing I would want in this room. And one of the things that affects that is like if you're airborne, you break blocks slower compared to if you're on the ground. Now, we would want maybe a presentation to show what happens if you're on a ladder, like floating like this. It looks like it slows us down. So I think that slows down our mining speed by 5 times, but we'll have to figure all that stuff out. Another thing that slows down mining speed is water. So we would probably want somewhere where we can stand in water and try mining. Then we would want some way of combining them together. If you're riding a minecart, you mine slower. We'll want to set up some beacons in here, I know. Like one with haste 1, one with haste 2, and then we can switch between them or turn them both off. We'll want that Elder Guardian in here. And I think we should make... Oh yeah, we'll probably want to have some way of detecting how far we can mine too, like our range. I think it's 4.5 blocks from us, but we'll want to not just say we can mine 4.5 blocks away from us. We want to prove with an experiment, right? So that'll be one thing we put in here. I'm thinking we want like a main machine to measure mining speed. So like again, we don't want just a book saying, oh, we can mine this block this fast. We want to prove we can mine that block that fast. So one way we might do that is set up a little mechanism here where, let's see, it'll probably be something like this. We'll have like a hole, and then we'll set up like 5 blocks of whatever material that we're testing out. I guess this will get moved back. All right. And like when we mine this first block here, it'll start the timer. And then when we get to this one, it'll stop it. And then we'll want an accurate timer to show how much time that takes. If we're instant mining, it happens pretty quickly. Yeah, let's actually go ahead and do this. I think this would be a great first project. It's fairly simple. Just a general mining machine speed tester. So let's have it so we'll have the ladder here so we can be airborne and get that penalty. And then we'll have a dispenser with water bucket in. And that way we can combine them together as well. And still be able to reach all 5 blocks when we're standing here. I like that. We'll probably want some way of returning the stuff we mine to us. So maybe we'll have another dispenser with a water bucket here. That when the timer stops, it ejects the water and delivers our items back. This would have to be a trap door, probably. Because otherwise the items will be too far away from us. And then we'll probably just want to encase this with obsidian or crying obsidian so we don't accidentally break the casing around this thing. So we're not going to worry too much about the building style just for today, but it's definitely something we're going to need to think about. I kind of like the idea of using blackstone and basalt in these rooms. But I know this is ugly what we're looking at right now, so I'm going to have to play around with the block palette a little bit. I like maybe using light blue and orange with our build, though, because like lamps are orange. A lot of the lighting options in this game are light blue or orange, like sea lanterns are blue. The fire types are blue and orange, the lanterns blue and orange. So I think it would simplify a lot of things if we could use those 2 colors. Let's see here. So we're going to be installing a timer to keep track of the mining speeds. And you guys might recall a long time ago in a land far away, Minecraft Season 4, we came up with the horse timer. Now, it's not the exact same timer we used a long time ago. I revised it with modern redstone, so it's a little bit more compact and nicer and all kinds of stuff, right? I think it's quieter as well. Now, the basic idea behind it is we have 10 repeaters, all set at 1 tick. So each one represents 1/10 of a second. And it just goes around in a loop over and over and over until we want to stop the time. Then we send a signal to this wire, and that locks the repeaters at wherever they're at. So yeah, we send a signal to this line to start it, and then a solid pulse to this one to stop it. So we got this line over here hooked up to our observer. So whenever we mine this block, it'll start up and start going around in a loop like that. Then when it gets to the end, we should add a seconds timer as well. This is 10ths of seconds. When it gets to the end, it'll add 1 second above here. And that way we can keep track of up to 10 seconds time, accurate within 1/10 of a second. But we'll probably won't get that far with it today. But whenever we want to freeze it, we just send a pulse, a solid pulse to that, and I can see it's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.6 seconds. But yeah, we should probably think about wrapping things up here for today. We'll work more on this later, assuming you guys actually like this project idea. I don't know. I was very worried about hyping this up earlier, like I wanted to, because I think it's an amazing idea, but it's also a weird idea, so some of you might not like it. I don't know. I didn't want to raise expectations and then you guys would be like, oh, this is kind of a dumb idea, Etho. I don't know what you're thinking. One thing I just realized as well, we should have maybe like around here next to our mining machine, we're going to want a stash of all the different tools in the game with all the different efficiency levels as well. So we'll need wooden picks, efficiency 1 through 5, stone picks 1 through 5. We'll need shovels 1 through 5, and we'll have to get netherite tools for that as well. You can see how things can start getting expensive with this project, right? Before we finish up here, there is one more project I wanted to show you guys real quick. Just a simple one. You might recall we've been slowly working in this area here. We built the concrete maker recently, and we've had the skeleton spawner next to it. I decided to make a farm out of it so that while we're making concrete, we're also getting bones and arrows automatically as well. So there's a light switch here. We can turn it off, and then they'll start spawning. They fall down and die from fall damage. And we'll just go in here to show you the design. Kind of went a little crazy with it. There's hoppers underneath the slabs here that pick up the drops and then send it up a water elevator to the top there. So it's kind of cool. Anyways, let's get to the comment of the day. It says, "Hey Etho, I've been watching your videos for a few years now, and with the exception of a few series, Hermitcraft, Rad, Enigmatica 2, etc., most things you do on your channel are solitary. And about half of the multiplayer series you have either ended early or slowly stopped being made. I'm not complaining, as I like both types of content equally, but do you have a reason for focusing on solo content?" Yeah, so thank you for that. I thought this was a great question to answer because I don't think a lot of people realize some of the behind the scenes stuff that happens. The main reason for doing stuff solo is I have way more control over what happens, right? If I'm doing something with a group or with more people, I have to record at certain times for one thing. It's harder to arrange recording with people because, like, if you're doing a big recording with 3 or more people, like Team Canada, all 3 of those people need to be in the same place at the same time and be able to record for the same amount of time and not be sick at the same time and all sorts of things, right? It gets kind of complicated, especially when you factor in time zones. Then there's also the issue that if anybody in the series wants to stop at any point, it kind of stops it for everybody they're recording with. Or like in the case of something like Hermitcraft, if they want to reset the map and you don't want to, well, you don't have any control over that. Or, you know, you can't even just play the game. You got to also get servers. You got to pay for servers and manage them then. You don't have access to the map you're playing on anymore, usually, if you don't own the server. And there's just so many things. A big one, though, for me is you can't edit stuff, really. If you're recording with a group, it's like everything that gets recorded is fair game. If your goal is to take like 2 hours and cut it down to 20 minutes, that doesn't generally happen. You pretty much just post everything, right? So it's a lot better for like lazy content, like where you're just showing everything, but not so good for the content I like to do where I like to edit it down. Then like there's just so many things. Like if somebody in the group is doing the exact same thing as you and you both post the same videos on YouTube and your viewership overlaps, they watch the other guy first, they're not going to watch your video then, so you lose viewership. That's another bad thing. So there's a lot of stuff that basically solo videos are much easier and generally more profitable to make, and you have a lot more control. Hope that answers the question. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you got feedback, please let me know in the comments. I got a lot of things to think about with this. Hopefully you'll help me out with it. But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.